Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Try It Today, coming to you once again from the beautiful Senior Botanical Garden in Kernersville. We'll tell you more about the garden later on, and later on is when the roundtable shows up too, so stay tuned for that. Lots of great guests coming your way. Where we want to start though is with my friend Christy Bird. She's Director of Patient Advocacy for Mountain Valley Hospice and Palliative Care, and welcome you back to the show. Thanks for coming.
It's good to be here.
Just remind folks, what is the mission of Mountain Valley Hospice?
Sure. The mission of Mountain Valley Hospice is to create the best experience for every patient, every family, every time.
Right. And you guys are really big about quality of life for folks in those situations where there's a terminal illness, for example, and you do such great work. Now, let's talk about kids for a few minutes.
Sure.
Who have lost a loved one. And you have something that's called Love's Peak, is a new program at Mountain Valley. What does PEAK stand for? What is it all about?
Sure. So we've always taken care of pediatric patients at Mountain Valley, and we rebranded our program to be Love's Peak, and PEAK is providing empathy and assurance for kids.
Right. So now you have special camps for these kids that they can go to. What is that all about?
We do. In the summer, we always provide a camp for children who are grieving. So we want them to be able to come and have that experience in a very safe environment.
Right, and I think you have two of the camps. One's on July 12th, one's on July 19th. Where are they going to be held?
The one on July the 12th is at Jack Dalton Park in Martinsville, Virginia.
Right.
And the one on July 19th is at Dobson First Baptist in Dobson.
You know, we've had a discussion before, you and I, about the fact that kids grieve differently. You know, if they just lost a mom, a dad, a grandparent, a brother, a sister. So they don't grieve the same way that adults are. They haven't quite developed the same way. Is that kind of the reason why you take such great care of these kids and have the camps and do activities?
Absolutely. We want them to realize, for adults, that we realize that we're with other people who've probably experienced a loss. Children don't always realize that there's others like them who've experienced a loss. And so for them to be able to get in that environment together where it's safe, where they can talk about their feelings and emotions, do fun activities, serious activities where we get to help them walk through that journey of grief.
Right. Give me an example of one or two of the activities that the kids might experience who come into it thinking maybe I'm the only one that's lost a loved one. They find out there are others like that and they go into these activities. Give me a couple examples.
Sure. So one of my favorite activities is the art therapy, where they get to really paint a picture of how they're feeling and the emotions that they're going through. We take time to get in a circle and sit and talk about their loved ones so they can talk about their losses and what that felt like to them. And we do fun activities, we exercise, we do water activities, so a lot of fun things in camp too. It's not all sad. You would think grief camp is sad. It's actually not sad. It's a time where a lot of laughter and a lot of joy and a lot of remembrance and celebration.
Now, is this only open to kids who maybe have lost a loved one who passed away under hospice care, or is it any kid who's lost a loved one?
So this is for any child in our communities that we serve. So whether they've lost someone in hospice or they've had another type of loss outside of hospice, They're welcome to come to camp.
I guess the last two, what ages of kids can attend, and is there a fee?
So ages 5 to 16 attend camp. And there is no cost for camp. We want them to come and be able to enjoy this regardless of their ability to be able to pay for camp.
We didn't rehearse this or anything, but I'm just curious about feedback that you might have gotten. Because although the PEAK concept is relatively new, you've done grief camps before. You've worked with a lot of kids before who have lost a loved one. What kind of sense is this kind of counseling, and is it really making a difference for kids?
I certainly feel like it makes a difference. This will be my 13th camp
Right.
to actually help with. And I find that, through the process, children really start to open up where they may have not been able to have a voice. And when they're going through these activities and they're talking to these counselors, and we'll break them up into smaller groups, and then they'll start to tell us how meaningful it is to come to camp and have someone that they can talk to and let them, just really have a moment to talk about their loved one.
Right. Sometimes they just don't want to open up until they get with folks that have gone through the same thing, and then you and the folks and the activities bring it out of them. I just think that's great. Up on screen, mtmvalleyhospice.org is the website, which I hope you will visit. The general number is 888-789-2922. All sorts of good information on there. And Christy, I really do appreciate all you do, especially working with the kids and doing the camps for so long. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this.